Imagine this. You sit down to study, you open your book, and 5 minutes later, you stop. No guilt. No panic. No, I'm a failure speech in your head. And somehow, you still get smarter. Sounds illegal, right? Like the study police should kick down your door yelling, "Hey, where's the suffering?" But this is actually very real. And it comes from Japan. Today, we're talking about the Japanese way of studying that feels almost lazy. So lazy that if you tell your friends, they might think you're just making excuses to nap. But here's the twist. It works better than grinding for hours. Let's begin. Most of us grew up with the same idea of studying. You sit for hours. You force yourself to read pages you don't understand. You highlight everything like your marker is having an emotional breakdown. And at the end, your brain feels like overcooked noodles. You tell yourself, real studying is hard. Real studying hurts. In Japan, many students quietly disagree. They don't study like they're fighting a war. They study like they're watering a plant. A little. Every day. Without drama. And this approach has a name, even if students don't always say it out loud. It's based on small effort, repeated calmly, with patience. Not motivation. Not pressure. Not panic the night before exams. Just consistency, so gentle it feels lazy. Let's talk about the first shocking rule. They stop studying before they get tired. Yes, you read that right. While most of us think, I should study until my brain begs for mercy, Japanese students often stop while things still feel easy. Why? Because the brain remembers pleasant experiences better than painful ones. If every study session feels like punishment, your brain learns one thing very clearly. Studying equals suffering. So next time you try to study, your brain says, nope, let's scroll instead. But when studying feels light and manageable, your brain goes, oh, this again? Sure, no problem. It's like leaving a party while you're still having fun, instead of staying until everyone's tired and arguing about who stole the charger. Here's a simple example. Imagine you want to learn 20 vocabulary words. The normal way. You sit for 1 hour. You force all 20 words into your head. You forget 15 of them tomorrow. The Japanese-style way that feels lazy. You learn 3 words today. You stop. Tomorrow, you review those 3 and add 2 more. The next day, you review again and add 2 more. No stress. No headache. No heroic effort. After a week, you've learned more, and you actually remember them. It's not magic. It's kindness to your brain. Now let's talk about something even more shocking. They don't try to finish studying. In many cultures, we love finishing things. Finish the chapter. Finish the book. Finish the syllabus. In Japan, the focus is often different. Instead of asking, did I finish studying? They ask, did I show up today? Because showing up daily beats finishing once. Studying is treated like brushing teeth. You don't brush your teeth for 6 hours once a month and say, done. Dental health completed. You brush a little, every day, without thinking. That's how studying feels in this system. Almost boring. Almost lazy. And that's the point. Let's bring in another secret. They study in tiny time pockets. Not long marathons. Short, quiet moments. 10 minutes before dinner. 5 minutes on the train. 7 minutes while waiting for something. And here's the funny part. Because the time is short, the brain doesn't complain. The brain hears, just 5 minutes, and says, fine, I guess I can survive that. But once you start, something strange happens. You focus better. You waste less time. You don't open 17 tabs, just in case. Short time makes the mind sharp. It's like knowing you have to leave the house in 10 minutes. Suddenly, you can get ready faster than ever. Now let's talk about how they review, because this is where the lazy genius really shows. Instead of rereading everything again and again, Japanese students often use quick recall. That means they don't ask, can I read this? They ask, can I remember this? For example, after studying something, they close the book and think, okay, what do I remember? At first, it feels uncomfortable. Your brain goes, loading error, where did that go? But that struggle is actually the learning. It's like lifting a light weight many times instead of trying to lift a car once. One feels lazy, the other feels impossible. Here's a funny example. Imagine you watched a movie yesterday. If I ask you, can you watch the movie again? Easy. But if I ask, can you tell me the story without watching it? Now your brain has to work. That effort, not the watching, is what makes memory strong. Japanese-style studying uses this idea gently, without pressure. No exams every day, No panic. Just calm checking. What do I remember today? Another surprising habit. They accept forgetting. In many places, forgetting feels like failure. I forgot everything. I'm bad at studying. In Japan, forgetting is expected. They understand something very important. Forgetting is not the opposite of learning. It's part of learning. The brain forgets. You review. It remembers a little longer. It forgets again. You review again. Each time, the memory gets stronger. It's like writing on sand, then wet sand, then clay, then stone. You don't get angry at the sand. You just keep writing. This mindset removes fear. And when fear is gone, studying feels lighter. Now let's talk about effort, or rather, how little effort they aim for. Japanese students often aim for the minimum effective effort. Not, how hard can I push myself? But, what's the smallest step I can take today? Read one page. Solve one problem. Write one sentence. That's it. And here's the secret. Small steps trick motivation. Once you do one small thing, your brain feels successful. And success feels good. And when something feels good, you want to repeat it. So tomorrow, you do it again. No motivational speech needed. No dramatic promises. Just quiet progress. Let's compare this with the usual way. Normal way. I'll start studying when I feel motivated. Japanese way. I'll start with something so small motivation doesn't matter. Motivation becomes optional. And anything that works without motivation is powerful. Another habit that feels lazy but works incredibly well. They don't multitask while studying. No music with lyrics. No phone every 30 seconds. No study with 5 apps open. Instead, short sessions with full attention. 10 minutes of real focus beats 2 hours of fake studying. Think about it. If you're studying while checking messages, your brain is basically doing this. Math, meme, formula, notification, wait what? No memory survives that chaos. Japanese study sessions are calm, quiet, simple, almost boring. And boring is good for memory. Now here's something that might make you laugh. They sometimes stop studying on purpose, mid-interest. Yes, on purpose. If they're feeling curious and engaged, they stop and say, I'll continue tomorrow. Why? Because curiosity carries over. The next day, your brain says, all right, I wanted to know the rest. Compare that to forcing yourself until exhaustion. The next day, your brain says, please, not again. Stopping early feels lazy, but it's actually smart. Let's talk about environment. Japanese students often study in the same place, same way, same desk, same notebook, same routine. This creates a habit loop. Your brain learns. When I sit here, it's study time. No decision-making. No arguing with yourself. You sit. You start. Simple beats dramatic. Now let's bring everything together with a story. Imagine 2 students. Student A studies like a hero in a movie. They wait all week. Then one night, they study for 6 hours straight. They're tired. They're stressed. They forget most of it. Student B studies the lazy Japanese way. 15 minutes every day. Same time. Same place. Small goals. After 1 month, student B knows more, feels calmer, and doesn't hate studying. Who would you rather be? The biggest lesson here is this. Studying doesn't have to feel heavy to be effective. Pain is not proof of progress. Exhaustion is not a badge of honor. Sometimes, the best way forward is gentle, quiet, small, almost lazy. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Don't study harder. Study calmer. Stop before you're tired. Start before you're motivated. Do less than you think you should, but do it every day. And one day, you'll look back and think, wait, when did I get this good? That's the Japanese way. Not loud, not dramatic, just effective. And yes, a little bit lazy, in the best way possible.